Good. So, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our opening night, a program we normally roll out as we're about to commence our tuition program. And by the grace of God, we'll be hoping to start lectures from tomorrow, effective tomorrow, Monday. We'll be starting our lectures for the ICAG program, having done all the initial preparation to be able to kick off. We have done various webinars specifically on mentorship. We've had a specific webinar to mentor or provide mentorship for all students who are joining us, and all students who may want further mentorship. We've also shared that with them. And the focus of that mentorship was on subject selection, how to select the best subject in order to sail through your ICAG journey successfully. We've also had a reciters forum, that was yesterday, where all reciters were engaged and counseled into the new diet, specifically the March 2025, to help them recover and put them in the right mind to kick off with the new diet. So we've done that also. And also, we are now going to do our opening night, which is to engage all prospective students, specifically everybody who will be joining our tuition program or our modular program or whatever program we have in place. The idea is that we want to welcome everybody back to lectures, and effectively from tomorrow, the 2nd of December, our tuition program will kick off. So please take note of that. From tomorrow, Monday, this is the main announcement that our lectures would kick off tomorrow, effectively. So having said that, our tuition program is such that we have a comprehensive overview of the entire syllabus. We cover the entire syllabus, and the lectures are virtually now. All our sessions are virtual. Having regard to the Institute approach of ensuring that we have an online exam. The strategy for us is to also ensure that all our programs are strictly online. Is that okay? In line with the Institute decision to now have a computer-based exam, we thought it wise that, you know what, let everything we do emphasize the online mode, and that is what we are doing. So for our tuition, for those of you who are registered, we are glad you are part of us, and we expect to give you world-class tuition in order to prepare you for exams in March 2025. And we all appreciate that December is quite a very, very a month full of activities, and it is important that as you join the tuition program, we would be putting out information as to how our tuition would be rolling out in December, having regard for the various festive activities. I believe it's clear. As we speak, this coming week, Friday, is a holiday. We have Farmers Day coming up this Friday. Is that okay? And when you take note of it, Saturday, we have elections. I believe it's clear. So regardless of all these activities, we have an objective to ensure that everybody is very focused. The agenda is to pass. So we have to make sure that regardless of all these activities, our tuition is being rolled out side by side, all these activities. So once you are part of our tuition program, on the respective pages, we'll be updating you on the respective itinerary, which obviously will take cognizance of the various activities we have in December. So as I said, even though we are starting lectures tomorrow, we have regard for the holiday, which is on Friday, is that okay, as well as the elections coming up Saturday. So those are the major activities for this first week, and we'll take note of that and adjust appropriately. Then the following week also, we would continue effectively with our lectures, and expect that as the Christmas activities also come up, we'll adjust our activities to reflect that, as well as the new year, 1st of January, we'll also adjust our activities to reflect that. And if you are aware, the usual constitutional day, which is 7th of December, also being a holiday. So we have regard for all these holidays and activities, and we would ensure that, yes, our lecture programs are rolled out side by side and having regard for all these holidays. And once you are part of the tuition program, the notices will be placed on the respective pages to help you to plan effectively as we go into this period. The challenge always is that March is dead short. I always say that March is dead short. If you allow the activities to take over, you will definitely not do well. So we all have to be focused and align. Exactly. Whilst we are pursuing our objectives, we also have regard for those activities. And that is the objective. And it is important that we start early. And it's the advice I have kept giving everybody, because March is never as equal to the other periods. So the best is that you have to start early. Once you start early, you will not have the challenge where when it gets to January or end of January, you'll start having challenges revising. I believe it's clear. So take note of that. In terms of our timetable, if you look at our timetable, it's quite flexible. We have weekend and weekday options, but as it is the case, we expect our students to join both sessions. That is the weekend and the weekday. Is that okay? So as to be able to cover the issues as quickly as possible. And if you cannot be able to join both sessions, then you may want to be an offline student for one of the options. Maybe you choose to join live the weekday and maybe use the videos to catch up with the weekend session. So the choice is yours, and that is the flexibility we offer. Is that okay? And it is important that we follow the timetable to ensure that we are able to finish the syllabus in time and get everybody ready for the exam. And the strategy is that we'll be moving very fast. Even though December is full of activities, we will not lose sight of our objective of making sure we finish the syllabus. So make sure that you join us and you are a part of the key activities we have to ensure that we complete the syllabus in time and get everybody to appreciate all that there is to appreciate before we close the session in terms of tuition. So that is our tuition program, and effective that's tomorrow, we will kick off with our tuition program. So we also have the modular program, which we have also emphasized for our reciters. Is that okay? So for our reciters who are actually resitting, any student who has a pass mark of above 35 in the previous exam could subscribe to the modular. And the advantage is that you access all the lecture notes, all the lecture videos, all the lecture materials that was used for the November 2024 diet. And once you have access to that, we meet weekly for some revision of a sort to give everybody good insight into some questions that you might never have taken before, so that you can practice effectively. Is that okay? Good practice question, exam standard questions to help you to prepare adequately going into the March diet. So that is our reciters program. We've emphasized this yesterday in our reciters forum, and I'm sure we are all abreast with this. Then we have our books, which most of you are aware from yesterday and other meetings. We have emphasized the usefulness of these books. They were all released in line with the syllabus, and they have good questions as well as information to help you prepare for the upcoming exam. And the testimonies regarding these books are so wonderful, and I'm very happy that we have released them to support our students and their revision. So if you haven't obtained a copy, do so. The advantage now is that you can obtain these books for a free delivery within Accra. So if you are buying this book and you are in Accra, the good news is that you will be receiving it, is that okay, without any charge at all. Is that okay? So please take note of that. It's quite a wonderful experience to, within a period of 1 month, come up with books to support the new syllabus. And I must say that it was a very, very, I will call it Herculean task to ensure that we publish books for the new syllabus so that our students can have some reference materials to guide them. And it's a wonderful experience. It's been a tough experience, but why not? In contributing to the progress of our students, we have strived to make sure it happens. And I would encourage you, people are sharing testimonies of how these books have been helpful to them. And I'll encourage you to obtain the copies. Then our other issue is to talk about our new initiative called the IPSAS Live. We used to do this in the past for IFRS. We used to have what we call the IFRS Live, where we have a weekly meeting most of the time to discuss IFRS for free. And it was something we did for every student. We had the same for strategic case study. We call it the SCS Live. We had IFRS Live. All those were initiatives we rolled out for the old syllabus. And it's one of the things that gave us a huge mileage in terms of having students to appreciate issues. Is that okay? So for the essence of this new syllabus and the gap that has been created specifically with the subject of the public sector accounting and finance, a lot of students are not able to comprehend IPSAS, and some of us who have already had knowledge on the IFRS are not able to easily juxtapose that with the IPSAS. Then this initiative is quite unique. And for our students who are doing the public sector accounting and finance, this is going to be a stopgap measure to help you build competency on the IPSAS. And the good news also is that our Sunday lectures, for all those students who are joining us from public sector, our Sunday lectures, specifically the afternoon lectures, will be dedicated to IPSAS and some of the other things. And I'll be taking that myself, going into this diet. I'll play a major role in the public sector accounting and finance delivery. And you will actually experience that sharpness in terms of the understanding of IPSAS and how we could juxtapose that with our knowledge in IFRS. And I have to do this obviously because all our students who have written financial reporting are almost the same students who are also writing public sector. So we would expect that there will be one voice regarding the teaching of the frameworks, and it's going to be important we do that. Last sitting, we had all our students who are writing public sector join us for the financial reporting lectures. When we were teaching IFRS, we allow all the public sector students to join us. And that was useful because at least it gave them an understanding of the IFRS before the rollout of the IPSAS. So this time around, we want to do it and do it well. So there will be a specific day assigned to IPSAS, which will be the Sunday sessions, which we'll be having. And then in addition to that, we'll have the IPSAS Live, which will be an open session for everybody, whether you are a student of Aspire or not. This will be a great initiative to help you appreciate IPSAS. And I can tell you the expectation is that our PSA, or Public Sector Accounting and Finance paper, will be a paper that there will be a lot of good outcomes. And we are going to do that. Trust me, we've achieved that for strategic case study. We've achieved this for corporate reporting. We've achieved this for advanced audit. We've achieved a lot of major things for all the other subjects. And I can tell you, PSA will also have a good outcome going into the future. So take note of that, okay? Then for our technology, our advantage is always that our mobile application is world-class. It gives you some advantage that you can never get anywhere. And this app has an AI configured into it where you could possibly ask it any question and get an answer immediately. And this has been put in line with the new syllabus. And we are developing our app to respond to questions which are most relevant to the new syllabus. And that is what we call machine learning. the algorithm is going to be built to ensure that the mobile application is able to have knowledge of our new syllabus and respond to questions that you may ask or put to it so that you can use it to assist your revision. I believe it's clear. I know some students have been using it and it has been a useful experience. And this time around, we will ensure that you have a lot of our students using AI to assist their learning. And you have nowhere to go within the mobile application. We have the AI located over there. Is that okay? And the truth is that when it comes to technology, we are the best. I must admit that. And it's something that everybody knows. Is that okay? We were the first tuition provider to roll out the CBE, if you are not aware, computer-based exam for our students. And obviously, going into 2025, our level 1 students will be writing the first computer-based exam. Are we together? So the expectation is that once that has been rolled out, we will also roll out our CBE in line with what the institute will be rolling out. Because 2025, all our students will have to start preparing themselves to now be able to use, is that okay, computer to write exams. And it is something that you must start early so that you can have the advantage when it is fully implemented. Because the expectation is that for 2025, we have level 1 going live. 2026, level 2 will go live. And 2027, level 3 will also go live. So in just a space of 2 years or more, everything will be virtual when it comes to our exams. And the earlier we adjust, the better. And for us, we've already initiated our computer-based exams way before the emergence of all this. And I'm going to say that we will align it with what the institute have and ensure that we all are able to make use of it. And I'm sure once you are able to make use of it, it will really help you exactly in preparedness towards you yourself taking such an exam in the future. Exactly. So that is it. So this is where I would roll over to take your questions and answers. As it is the case, we have announced that our tuition program for March 2025 begins tomorrow. Is that okay? Tuition begins tomorrow. We've already done syllabus overview. So we are beginning tuition effectively tomorrow. So no time to waste. We're beginning real business. So everybody who has registered, make sure you have been added to the respective WhatsApp pages. Make sure you have access to the mobile application. We've done a technology training all throughout the month of November. We had a lot of activities which was meant to ensure that we are adequately prepared to roll out our tuition program. So we had a technology training. So if you are registered now, make sure that when you visit the mobile application, watch the videos on the technology training. It will help you to adjust yourself to now be ready to take advantage of technology to guide your learning. So watch the videos. The technology training, very important. And then also we had a syllabus overview. That was last week. So if you register also, try and watch that video also, the syllabus overview. They are just brief sessions to discuss the syllabus. Because once we kick off with tuition this week, we are going full swing. Are we together? So let's just watch those videos so that we can all be properly immersed into the March 2025 tuition program. So on that note, I'm glad, and it is on that privilege that I open our tuition program for March, or I will say that our tuition program for March 2025 is officially opened. And we welcome everybody. And we are happy to have all of you who have registered. We are ready. There has been a lot of weeks of preparation to ensure that we give you some superior advantage going into the next exam. So just Be patient with us. Know that we have you at heart. Know that we are preparing to give you the best, and trust us. Trust the team to give you the best. Exactly. Consistency is very key. Yesterday we spoke about that. You being consistent is very important. With a lot of distraction around you, it is time to focus. Is that okay? A lot of people are chattering. Exactly. The profession is becoming attractive. A lot of people are getting the qualification. And a lot of people are moving on to other qualification. Now, when students qualify, the first thing you hear them say is that, when is the CIT lecture? When is CIT starting? When is the Chartered Institute of Taxation Ghana program starting? When you see students qualify now, the next thing they're asking is that, when are we writing the CIMA exam? So ICA now is now like a starting point. So if you are struggling with ICA, please, let's hurry up, because there's a lot more ahead of just this qualification. Is that okay? Because people are qualifying in folds. Last sitting, over 300 people qualified. And that should tell you that another more will qualify in this match. So the earlier you hurry up and get out of this thing, get the minimum, which is now ICA, to then add on to the other qualifications. So please, let's be serious. Time is not on your side. The earlier you start, the better the outcomes. And I hope you take my advice seriously. So on that note, if there's anybody who has any question, we will not waste too much time. We'll be expecting you to put your questions to me. There are two options here. You can put them in the Q&A box, which is quite easy to read to everybody. Okay, so you can put the questions in the Q&A box. That makes it easy for us to quickly interact with you quickly, so that I know the serious questions to deal with. So put it in the Q&A box, which is the first option. And then the second option is to allow for you to ask questions directly. But I'll start with the Q&A box. Let me start there so that we can gallop, and then I will take some few people to ask questions directly, okay? So I'll start with the Q&A box. So the first question is that, is the advanced taxation book available? So as we speak, the Institute is yet to publish a book for advanced tax. Information available is that it is still at the press, and in just a matter of some days or week, that will be available. Is that okay? For us at Aspire, we have been working on our own book for tax. It's not yet available, but the good news is that if you are part of our tuition program, all the relevant notes you will be obtaining is out, which is already even available in the mobile application. If you go to the mobile app, having registered as a student, there's all the materials we used for last sitting is there, and that can easily suffice. There's okay for your relevant materials to prepare for the exam. So you have enough materials, you can obtain that and use that. But we are hoping that we get some relevant book from the Institute. We're also working on our own book so that we can release that. Is that clear? Somebody said, well, when will the book for audit and assurance be ready? So same apply to audit and assurance. Even though we have a book for advanced audit and assurance, we don't have a book for audit and assurance on our side. The Institute have a book for that. But I would also suggest that coming onto our tuition program, the book that we have is, or the materials we have, which we normally will share with you, being part of our tuition program, would be adequate to help you through the program. So there's no worry. Even though you don't have a book on audit and assurance level 2, the materials that will be shared as part of the tuition program is enough to help you go through. Then somebody said, sir, please confirm if the weekend class is a continuation of the weekday or a recap. Is that okay? So our weekend class will be a continuation. Is that okay? So we start on weekday, we continue on weekend, and we are starting that almost immediately. There's no time to waste. Now, one of the strategies we're going to adopt is that, like on my side, we may be using the weekday class to touch a different subject matter and use the weekend class to touch on the separate issue. Is that okay? So that we don't confuse ourselves, to avoid the challenge of people not being able to follow the issues as quickly as possible. The strategy is that, like on my side, if it comes to financial reporting, the weekday is for IFRS, whilst the weekend is for consolidation. So it makes sense. If you are joining the weekday class, it's a topic separate. If you are joining the weekend, it's a separate topic. So when you are watching the videos or you are following up, you know actually what you are joining and what that particular session is dedicated to. So it avoids the challenges, because if the person joins the weekday and has not joined the weekend, and then now come back to join the weekday, the person may be confused because he didn't join the weekend. So in order to avoid that challenge, the weekday will be dedicated to something different, whilst the weekend will also be dedicated to something different, so that we don't have that confusion. That is what I normally do, and it's been helpful, so that when you are joining weekend, you know that weekend would always be on a particular subject matter. Like in my case, Saturday morning for corporate reporting is IFRS. It will never change. Saturday morning class is what? IFRS. The Thursday class for corporate reporting is consolidation, for at least for the first 1 month. I believe it's clear. So it puts in place that consistency. So if you are joining weekend, you know what you are going for. If you're joining weekday, you know what you are going for. So if you want to catch up on what was done on the weekend, why not? You can use those videos to catch up on that specific topic. I believe it's clear. And if you have any questions, whichever session you are joining, you can still ask, because it's the same lecturer teaching the weekend and the weekday. So it shouldn't be a problem at all. And we would expect to start everything almost immediately, because we don't want a situation where we are coming to the end of the class and then we are now having to hurry up issues. No, this time around, the videos are even there. For last sitting, it was the first time we are running this syllabus. So the challenge is that we need to take our time and go through issues. Now we have completed a whole diet, a whole tuition diet. Is that okay? Where the whole syllabus has been discussed. So there's no need to even reinvent the wheel. I believe it's clear. So you can even use some of the last sitting videos to catch up on some of the issues. That notwithstanding, we'll still go through them. We'll still go through them. So I don't think we need to duplicate effort. Is that okay? We need to be fast so that we can finish the tutorials early, so that people can have time for revision. So please take note of that. Is that okay? To somebody say, please retouch on the discussion on the IFRS. That is the time for the discussion. So we have a session for IPSAS for now, where we'll have a meeting every week to discuss IPSAS, which is part of it. And for our lectures for IFR, corporate reporting, there are specific days that we normally discuss IFRS. So that should not be a problem. Is that okay? Somebody said, I've registered for 2 classes already. Can I switch to offline? I'm asking because previously I joined an online session, and this sitting too, I'll be joining the live session. My schedule do not permit me to join the online class. Because sometimes if you go for the online, you may not know, because the offline program is a strict program where you have access to only videos and materials of the previous session, and you will not be allowed the opportunity to join a live class. So the risk is that if you have the offline and you need clarifications, you don't have the opportunity to ask questions, because definitely there is no interaction with a live lecture. I believe it's clear. So if you want to go for the offline, you need to be careful of that risk. I believe it's clear. So please take note of that. Which papers in level 3 will you pair together? So I think for those who want to know about pairing of subjects and all of that, we've done a whole mentorship video on that way back about 2 weeks ago. We did a mentorship program where we discussed how to pair papers. Is that okay? So we don't need to reinvent the wheel. Watch that webinar. It will really help you. We did a whole webinar to mentor students on how to select papers. So please take note of that, okay? Somebody said, how do you join the class when it is time? So we will normally have a Zoom webinar that will be shared on the WhatsApp page, but subsequently will be shared in your mail to obtain and join the class. So I would advise that try and watch the technology video so that you get yourself acquainted in how to join the live class via Zoom. Okay, so please do that. It will really help you. Okay, so somebody say, when are we going to add it to the WhatsApp platform I've paid? So if you are on our WhatsApp platform, chat any of the admin on the platform, and you can easily be sorted out if you have not yet been added to any of the WhatsApp pages after you have made payment. Okay. Now, please, where in the app can we find the syllabus review that took place last week? It should be there. When you go to the current diet videos, it should be there. Is that okay? But if you are on the various WhatsApp pages for the subject, I think our team will just ask that question on our WhatsApp pages. If you registered and you are already part of the WhatsApp page, just put that question on the page, and I'm sure the technical team will take a picture of where you can locate it in the app, and they will put it on the page for you. Is that okay? Somebody say, how many times is ICA exam written within a year? The exams are written 3 times a year: March exams, July, and then November. 3 times a year. And the logic is that it's going to be every first week. So in every month, so March first week, the first Monday in March, the first Monday in July, and the first Monday in November. That is the usual itinerary for the institute. Is that okay? Somebody said, getting to the end of the lectures, would there be something like a mock together? So, especially for first time, yes, why not? We normally practice questions. Is that okay? So, why not? For most students, they are not interested in mocks. When you ask students that you want to conduct a mock, they don't really show a lot of support for it. But why not? For first timers, if you want to try or attempt questions, we can give you a mock to test yourself. Is that okay? So that you can appreciate that. Somebody in level 2, what would be the best 2 subjects you recommend for him to start? And this is a question that is repeatedly repeating itself. I don't know why, because most of us have not watched the video on the mentorship program we have done. Are we together? So please, you can request for it. Chat me privately if you have not seen that video. I could share with you, but we've shared it on all our pages. So we'll do that again, just for you to watch and know how to select your subjects as you go into the level 3 program. So please, let's do that. Okay, will the online exam be in objectives? So for now, level 1, the online exam is a multiple choice exam. Okay, the online exam is a multiple choice exam. So you're going to be writing it at your own location. So there will be no exam center. Wherever you find yourself, once you have a good internet, you can write the exam wherever you are. And it will be a multiple choice question for level 1, I must say. That is the first stage of the exam now. Somebody said, I have MA left and I want to add 2 papers. What will you recommend and why? You see, this question keeps coming, and I always emphasize that please watch the video and get the advice right. So for a student who has MA left, I was saying the last time that MA, the exam is on Tuesday. Okay, so the best possible subjects you could add will be advanced taxation, and then maybe strategic case study, which is on Friday. So if you have MA left, you can possibly add advanced taxation and strategic case study. 2 papers you can add. If you have PSA left, you could decide to add corporate reporting and advanced auditing. That could work out well perfectly, because PSA is built on IPSAS, corporate reporting is IFRS, and you still need IFRS to deal with advanced audit. I believe it's clear. So that is it. So if you have MA left, you can look at advanced task strategic case study. If you have PSA left, you can combine it with what? Advanced audit and corporate reporting. I hope that can help anybody in making that decision. Okay, good. Would the standards be taught on Wednesday as we had in the past for FRs, PSA, and CR students as it was done? Yes, we'll make a decision on that, because in the last sitting, every Wednesday class, our Wednesday class was an open class for everybody, especially those writing FR, PSA, corporate reporting, audit and assurance, and advanced audit. The reason is because we want to make sure that students who are on board our program have the right competency when it comes to the IFRS. So we give that lecture free to everybody. Whether you are writing FR, PSA, corporate reporting, audit and assurance, and advanced auditing, all these students join me live on Wednesday to be helped with the knowledge on IFRS. And we've done that last sitting. It's been helpful, and we'll replicate same in this sitting. Just that we'll have a separate session for IPSAS again, so that we can support and make sure that your knowledge of IPSAS is well-rounded. And I'll be leading the charge on that. I believe it's clear. So somebody say, is the video on the tech training on a syllabus review on the app or on YouTube? So the video on the tech training is in the app. So if you registered as a student, you can obtain it in the video section of the app, okay? Somebody's talking about CIMA. So if you complete ICA, you write only one paper to become a CIMA member. So hurry up, qualify, and write CIMA. Just one paper, and you become a member of CIMA. Somebody say, how many hours does strategic case study last for? You know, for most lectures, our lecture sessions, the minimum is 2.5 hours. Are we together? So that is the expectation. Most times, going in for a 3-hour lecture may not be so effective because the memory has a length of time for absorption. So most of our lectures, minimum 2.5 hours, maximum 3 hours. So use that to guide your expectations. Are we clear? Good. So with the Institute CB exams in March, is it going to be objective? Yes. For level 1, it will be what? Objective. Online exam this March 2025 for level 1 will be objectives. That is multiple choice questions. And there will be no exam center. So you are expected to write at your own location. Advisedly, you can write in your offices where there will be good and reliable internet. Is that okay? So there will be no exam center. You have to write at your own location. The software is such that it can scan your location and make sure that you don't cheat during the exam. So it's a sophisticated technology and will be very useful if you try it. Is that like going into the exam? Somebody said, I had 33% in CR for the past 4 sittings. Would you advise that I request for my script, or maybe there is a problem somewhere? 33% in the last 4 sittings. There should be a problem somewhere. Somebody like this, you need counseling. You don't need to go and, you should go and view your script. Is that okay? Viewing your script will help you psychologically, because getting 33%, the same 33 for 4 sittings, I'm sure there's a problem somewhere. So to help you psychologically, you can request to view your script. Yesterday, somebody was asking whether you'll be victimized if you view your script. No one will victimize you. Is that okay? When you go to view your script, the exams department will show you the front page of your exam script and the marks you got for each question. Are we together? So if it's question 1, you got maybe 15/20, you see it there. So you are able to appreciate the marks you got for each of the 5 questions that was asked. It helps. It helps you to know. Like I was telling somebody yesterday, if you are writing, like in your case, you are writing corporate reporting. So question 1 is always consolidation. So if you go to view your script, you will know that you got 5/20 for question 1. That's consolidation. Question 2 is IFRS application. So if you go to view your script, you will know whether you got 5/10 for question 2. Question 3 is the same IFRS, but with some additional questions on sustainability, ethics, and contemporary issues. So question 3, you check, you are sure what you got there. Question 4 is specialized transaction. For corporate reporting paper, question 4 is specialized transaction. So if you go to view your script, you know specifically what you got there. Question 5 is ratio. So you see, based on the 5 questions, you know the topic and the marks allocated. So you can judge whether your knowledge is good in a particular area or not. and then you can adjust your preparations. Are we clear? So psychologically, it can help you when you go to view your script. Because for you to be getting 33, 33, 33, for the past 4 sittings, there's something that is wrong somewhere. And for somebody like you, you need counseling to bounce back. You need counseling. You need somebody to talk to. Is that okay? And you can call me. I'm available normally on Mondays to Friday. You can call me between 10 a.m. to 2. Is that okay? And even if you call me and I missed your call, don't be worried. I surely will return it before close of day. Exactly. So don't be worried if you call me and I have not picked on the first call. Don't worry. There are so many calls I have in a day. So, but I'll surely try my best to clear all of them. So just put a call through and I can see how best I can counsel you on this issue. Somebody said I should explain the process of registration on the app. We've done that severally. But if you have any challenges registering, chat me. I'll share with you a video on the registration process. Our technical team is also on site to help you with the registration. Somebody said, I want to write in March, but the payment will not be this week. Can I be given the opportunity to join the class till I pay around 15? So we don't have a problem. Even though we are starting lectures now, and if you don't have the money to register now, it shouldn't be a problem. Is that okay? There are students who even registered last week in January. So don't bother. There are people who even register first week in February. Don't bother. It's about your seriousness. Because whatever we are doing is recorded and shared in the mobile application. So there's that technological footprint of whatever we are doing recorded chronologically for you to follow through. So it doesn't matter when you register. It doesn't matter when you pay. It's about your seriousness. Because there are some people who are registered this week and are joining lectures on Monday. Is that okay? But you can join next year, January, and be more serious than them. Because they may have joined and have taken it casually. But you may join in January and sit down every dawn from 3:30 to 6, 3:30 to 6 for about 2 weeks. You can be able to clear all outstanding video and be at the same level like somebody who has joined from the beginning. So it's about discipline. It doesn't matter when you join the class. The videos are there. If you are serious, you can catch up and be at the same level like somebody who joined on the first day. Like yesterday, we had let me just share something with you. Yesterday, we had our resit forum, and this was some of the testimonies we shared. Just before we continue, let me just share one of these testimony for you to appreciate what I'm talking about. Yesterday, we had a session for our resit test. Now, look at this. I just want to share these testimonies. Is that okay? For you to see what ordinarily people are doing when they join our lectures. Now, look at it. It says that, look at the statement the student put across, which we had discussed yesterday, just to let you appreciate that. Look at what it says. It says, you might probably be wondering if I was really your student. I was never able to join any of your live class sessions. Never. She never joined any live class. I was only able to watch the recorded lectures. The student never joined any live class. I was only able to watch the recorded lectures. But God bless you because I've passed corporate reporting. Thank the front row students for me. Those students who sit in the front row, thank them for me because they were the ones who were asking the relevant questions. Because sometimes in class, when you even mute students, some of them are offended. Everybody wants to talk. But it's not everybody who can talk. There are some people who should be allowed to talk. When they ask questions, they are very relevant. Are we together? So look at this, quite interesting. Some people don't they don't join the class live, but they are even so better than those who have watched the class and they are able to pass comfortably. Let me just share another one just quickly so that you can appreciate what it is. Look at this student. He said, let me just share another one. There's one that, look at this one. Say, thank you for your advanced e-learning. As a banker, my work schedule almost made it impossible for me to join live sessions. The videos really made the difference. Kudos to your team, and there's none like Aspire. On a lighter note, I cannot imagine that I'm done with IFRS and IPSAS. You see? So this student is technically saying that, you know what, I can't join the live class, but the video is what is making the difference. So it all boils down to self-discipline. That is it. Let me share this one with you also, which we shared yesterday. And this one says that what? I want to thank you for the opportunity, or the entire team at Aspire. Now, God made it possible. Why? Because as a teacher in a very remote area, how could I even dream of doing an online classes? Thank you again for the flexibility of it, Aspire. I always have to wake up at dawn and stand somewhere far from my house just to download the videos. I have passed financial reporting and public sector on the first attempt. Look at that. First time the person joined us for FR public sector. He has passed. He's not a student in Accra, a teacher in the village, engaging the videos without not joining live class. Look at the mark. 62 in FR, 62 in PSA. Look at that. How serious can this be? And you will be there and be complaining. He's a teacher somewhere in the village, a deserted place. But look at that. I believe it's there. So we did that yesterday. Quite an exciting session with our reciters yesterday. I don't want to waste time with so many of the testimonies, but we can make progress. Coming back to your questions, so let me continue. Somebody said, can I join all sessions, that is both weekend and weekday? Yes, yes. Join both weekday and what? And the weekend. We advise that. We advise that. Please, can you finish the intervention 2 weeks before the main examination? That may not be easy. Because, for example, strategic case study pre-scene is released 2 weeks to the exam. So if you are doing intervention 2 weeks before the exam, that may be too tight. Is that okay? So normally we have to ensure flexibility, right? Somebody said, I missed your promotions. I'm for receipt of FR, principles of tax and M. Unfortunately, I didn't see the message to join the meeting yesterday. So can I join a regular class like this one? What time is the class starting? So we'll share the videos on what we did yesterday, the receipters forum, for those who may want to go through. Why not? To advise yourself on that. So we'll share it again. Is that okay? Can I register for one subject for the exam? Yes. Now, the policy of the institute is very flexible. You can register for just one paper. In the past, it was not so. When I was writing CA, well, we're writing 4 levels. It was not even called level. It was part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. When I was writing CA, it was 4 parts. And in level 3, you have to pass 2 papers. And you will be credited with those 2. If not, if you pass 1 in part 4, you will not be given. But now you can even write 1 and pass, you will be given. So the thing has become so open. So some of you complaining, I don't know where your problems are coming from. Because when I was writing CA, I wrote 16 papers. You are now writing 14 papers. I wrote 16 papers. And you are writing, well, 14. In my time, when you are writing the final part 4, when you write, you are supposed to compulsorily write all 4 papers and make sure you pass minimum 2 out of the 4. If you pass 1, you will not be given. Can you imagine? But now you can write 1 paper and pass, you'll be credited. This one, to people are complaining. It is well. It is well. Somebody said, what about SCS? Is the weekend a continuation for the weekday? Yes, for SCS, looking at the structure, the weekend will be a continuation. Is that okay? Somebody said, please, can I pay for the book and let someone collect it on my behalf? Yes, for our books, you can pay. Why not? Somebody can collect it for you. Why not? Somebody said, please, I came in late. When is class starting? Class will start tomorrow. Monday, we are hitting the ground running. We are hitting the ground running. Is that okay? Somebody said, last sitting financial reporting saw a question on harmonization. However, we were made to believe that harmonization was out of the syllabus. No, whoever told you that? Harmonization is the same as the issues under the regulatory framework. Is that okay? But maybe I may have to check. I don't know what question you're talking about. But harmonization is about the ensuring that all countries in the world adopt IFRS. Are we together? So if there's a question on the benefit of harmonization, it's the same as the benefit of what? Ensuring that every country uses IFRS. So I'm not sure what you are trying to ask, but I'll see. Please, can you recap the fees? I joined late. I'm writing PSA. So for the fees, let me just put that on the screen. So this is our fee schedule for the tuition program. So you can have a look at it. Somebody said, when will Modular start? Modular will start this week. So please take note of that. Please, does your book have solution to questions? Yes. For the book, we have specifically the financial reporting, public sector, corporate reporting is full of questions, a lot of them, a lot of questions that you'll be wondering if you can be able to finish solving all of them. Are we together? Somebody say, where can we find the course pairing video? So as I said, we'll share it again. It was a video we did, we call it the free mentorship. So when we did the free mentorship program, that was when we discussed that overview. Somebody say, please clarify between intervention and modular. Now, intervention is our final revision class, which is not compulsory actually for all students who will be writing the exam. But the modular is a resit test program who would be joining us for weekly revision whilst accessing videos of the last sitting. So that is how it works. So the modular is a revision class for resit test. The intervention is a final revision for every student who may be interested. I believe it's clear. So somebody said, how different are the webinar videos from the lecture videos in the app in terms of assessing them? So all videos are in the app. I don't know the reason or I didn't get the question right, but all videos are in the app and they are labeled based on the issue that is addressing. So if it is a video, you go into the app now. If it's a video on technology training, it's labeled technology training. If it's a video on syllabus overview, it's there. Exactly. So every video is labeled based on the topic. Is that okay? Somebody said, if you have one paper in level 2, is it advisable to write 2 papers in level 3 to the addition? It's not compulsory. You can even write 1 in addition to the one you have in level 2. As I said, now we have flexibility. So if you have 1 paper in level 2 to write, you can add just 1 in level 3 and write. Now it's an open ticket. It's not by force. Like I was so surprised that last sitting, when scripts were being marked, there were students who didn't write anything in the answer booklet. So amazing. How can you pay 800 cedi to go and write strategic case study and leave the answer booklet empty? I'm wondering what the problem is. Because nobody forced you to write. So why would you go and sit down and don't write anything? Because in the past, it was compulsory for you to write all 4 papers at the final level. It was compulsory. So students to register for some papers, having no remembrance or having not been able to study for the paper, will go and sit down just to show appearance. Is that okay? But now it's flexible. So you can decide not to even write a paper. So you can just prepare for the one that you are very well able to write and register for it and go and write. So why would you register for a paper, go and sit in the exam 3 hours and not even write a single sentence? What? I don't know what your problem is. That means you are just throwing away the money. Is that okay? So somebody said, I haven't registered with ICAG yet. Please, can you assist me? Yes, why not? If you haven't registered, why not? The team can help you because now ICA student registration is digital. The institute now have a mobile application. They've also developed a mobile app to assist you with registration. So if you want to register with ICA as a student, why not? We can assist with that, but it is also digitized, so you can use their mobile application to do that. Is that clear? Somebody said, would the level 2 papers also be multiple choice? No. Exams for level 2 will be digitized in 2026. For 2025, is the level 1 that has been digitized. Level 2 will be digitized 2026. And level 3 will also be digitized 2027. So please take note of that. So this March exam will still be what? Will still be in person. Is that clear? So somebody said, I need clarity. Would there be lectures on the numerous holidays like Farmers Day, Election Day, Christmas? I wasn't clear on your initial explainer. So what we are saying is that even though they are holidays, we will still find a way to manage those our activities within the holidays. For example, this Friday is Farmers' Day. Now, normally when there is a holiday, we find time to have the lectures early morning instead of having it in the evening. So we can run it early morning, maybe between 6:30 a.m. to 8:30 or 9. So within early morning by 9 o'clock, you are done and you can have the day to yourself. So those are some information that we'll be putting on the various respective WhatsApp pages on what arrangement we'll have for the various holidays so that we don't lose sight of the focus, because the expectation is that we need to finish the syllabus and the holidays are there, but we don't have to make them affect the quality of our preparation. Exactly. So we'll plan to do it along with the lectures. Are we clear? Somebody said, I'm writing PSA, but I didn't write last sitting. So the section, should I join the tuition or modular? If you haven't written the paper before and you are writing it for the first time and you joined the lecture, but you didn't write last sitting, you can join the tuition again because you haven't yet subjected yourself to any exam. So you can join the tuition. Is that okay? How many weeks does it take to complete the syllabus? Normally, in the past, we were using about 12 weeks to finish the syllabus. Now, syllabus can be completed in 10 weeks. Is that okay? 10 weeks is enough to complete the syllabus. So we'll strive to do that. Is that okay? So somebody said, please, we'll be taking IPSAS as well as the modular class. Yes, so for those who are doing the modular, you will also be joining the IPSAS class. Is that okay? So whether you are joining regular class or joining modular, you will be joining the IPSAS class for free. Is that okay? So please take note of that. So what are we doing wrong with CR getting difficult for us? Now, I think for CR, if you join the modular, I think I'll be sharing, I think not even the modular, because we'll be having a meeting on CR in the coming days. Is that okay? To see the way forward. Is that okay? So I'll be having a special resit test forum for CR. Is that okay? So coming up very soon, watch out for that. Is that okay? So when we meet in that session, I will be sharing some insight on how well we can overcome CR. But the good news is that last sitting at ASPA, we had a very good outcome with CR. A lot of our students who have qualified had only corporate reporting to go. So basically, we had about 217 people who qualified, and majority of them were students who had only corporate reporting as an outstanding paper. So it was beautiful. We've added all of them to our alumni platform, and we are happy to have them being part of us. Is that clear? Somebody said 44% in two-sitting FR. What could be the reason? There could be something wrong somewhere. As I said, let's do some counseling. Maybe we could see what the problem is and find a way to adjust. Is that okay? Somebody said, I've been writing man accounting for more than 5 sittings, but no good result. I need advice. It is well. Man accounting is another problematic paper that students have challenges with. But I will see, you can call me, why not? As I said, anytime between Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. In the morning to 2, you can give me a call and then we'll see what the way forward is, okay? Please, with this explanation you just gave, you mean registration goes with payment? Yes, so you have to pay as you are registering. Is that okay? Somebody says, sir, in fact, your videos are wonderful. God bless you. Please, after the live class, do we get the access to the video? Yes. Within less than 24 hours, you get the videos in the app for you to catch up. So somebody said, can you touch on the difference between, I think I've dealt with that already. Please relook at the time for the intervention. It's almost close to the exam. So that's it. So most students who are not able to prepare adequately, sometimes when it is time for intervention, they keep struggling. But make sure that you don't have any video outstanding before joining the intervention. I always advise that. Clear all outstanding before you join the intervention. Somebody say, from the testimony that I'm hearing, it it is a must to play all the videos and learn the summary notes in order to pass. Yes. So it's always the best. If you join the lecture, you can go back to watch the video. And it's also important to listen to the audios also. It also does some wonders. Is that okay? It does a lot of wonders. Listening to the audios can also do some wonders, as well as the videos. Please, what would you mean? What do you mean by you will be credited if you pass one subject? What it means is that even if you write one paper and pass, you'll be given. In our time, you have to write all 4 papers at the final level compulsorily. Is that okay? You have to write all 4 at once. So corporate reporting, advanced audit. In our time, corporate reporting was advanced financial reporting. Then we have the other papers like the advanced taxation. But what we are saying is that in the past, if you are writing the 4 papers in level 3, you have to make sure you pass minimum 2 out of 4. If you don't pass the 2 papers out of the 4, you will not, if you pass only 1, you will not be credited with it. That means that you will not be given that paper as a paper you have passed. You have to rewrite it again as if you didn't pass it. That was how dangerous the policy was. So you've written 4 papers at a go and you passed 1 out of the 4. The institute will not give you that paper. It's like as if you have failed it. You will have to write it again. It was as serious as that. But now we have the flexibility. You just go and write your 1, you get it, you are given. You write another 1, you are taking. So it's more easier now. So I'm wondering where the challenge is. Is that okay? So somebody said, let me have your timetable. So you can look at our timetable. Let me just maybe share that on the screen also. For those who may not have been seeing that, let's have that on the screen. So what time is tomorrow class starting? So you can look at the itinerary on the screen to help you appreciate that. So for all our weekday lectures, the lectures start 6 p.m. Okay, so weekday lectures will normally start from 6 p.m. Are we clear? So somebody also said, good evening, I'm using a new app and it's telling me to log in and log out of the old one. I didn't have access. So how do I register? So if you are using your app now on another device when you were already using it on an old device, and it is telling you that you are already accessing it on the old device, just do a password reset. The password reset would deactivate it on the old device so that you can now access it on the new device. Is that okay? Right. So the book, is it only questions and answers? No. For a book like Corporate Reporting, FR and PSA, is the lecture materials with questions and answers. So please take note of that. Somebody say, please, can one start CA from level 3 before level 1? No. I'm wondering why this kind of question will be coming. It's not like ACCA where you can write that. No, you have to start from the level that is level 1. You go to level 2 and then go to level 3. Is that okay? So somebody say, are the books in line with the current syllabus? Yes. The books that we have are in line with the newer syllabus. Okay. So somebody said, please, will you be the one to take the IPSAS for modular lecture? Yes. So for the IPSAS going into this sitting now, all students who are registered for the regular tuition and the modular will have a converging meeting on IPSAS. We'll have it together. So take note of that, okay? Right. So somebody said, please, the ratios in the November PSA were something else. Does the book PSA contain all the ratios on PSA? Yes. So many questions on ratios are in the books. So you can take note of that. So maybe at this point, since there are so many questions, I'm sure Boachi is dealing with some of them. So those who have questions in the Q&A box, my colleague Boachi will be answering some of them. So let me see if I can take some 2-3 people who may want to ask a direct question at me quickly. So if you have a question, just raise up your hand. I'll allow you to unmute yourself and then you can ask, and then maybe we can close on that note. So I want at least 5 people. I'll be taking 5 people who can have the privilege of putting a question directly to me. So we have Marvin. Marvin, any question?
Yes.
Marvin, yes.
Good evening.
Good evening, my
Yeah,
brother.
good evening. Yeah, so my question is in relation to the difference between the offline mode and then the live tuition. Would I be able to access all the videos as an offline student? Would I be able to access all the videos that the live tuition students have access to? And would I be
No,
put in the same WhatsApp group as them, or a
no.
different
So,
WhatsApp group will be created for me?
no. So the offline is to access lecture videos of last sitting, not the current sitting. Are you clear now?
Oh, okay, all right, sure.
So that is it. It's for last sitting videos. You want, because for some students who are resitting, some of them would want to access the videos of the last sitting and use it for their preparation. Some don't want to join the modular. Some think I don't want to go through the revision. It's not a problem at all. If you want to access the videos and use it for your own revision, why not? You go with the offline. But if you want to access the video and at the same time join us for a weekly revision, then you go for what? The modular. Are you getting the trick now?
Yeah.
Very good.
No, so I was thinking offline was for maybe videos from the last week.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense. So I
No,
understand
yeah. So,
it now.
and
Thank you.
you know, in the past, you know, for the old syllabus, we were giving you access to all the videos, even 3 sittings, 4 sittings back. Reason is because it was the old syllabus. Is that okay? But now with this new syllabus, we only have one previous sitting. Are you getting the point? So you can have only that one. But I'm sure with time, when we go into the next sittings and the other sittings, if you're an offline student, you're going to have a huge bouquet of videos to access. Specifically, maybe you can have about 3-4 sittings videos, and it can really make a lot of wonders. Are you getting it? Yeah, but for now, we will only be giving you the November videos to help with your revision. Is that okay? Right. Thank you, Marvin. Then we have Elvis. Elvis, any question? Elvis, any question for me? Okay, Elvis is unable to ask.
Hello,
Then
sir.
we have, yeah, Elvis, go ahead. Hello, Elvis. Elvis, can you ask the question like that? Can you ask the question now? Okay, if Elvis is not ready, Nana, any question?
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Hey, Elvis,
Hello, sir.
are you ready now?
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm
Then
ready.
go ahead fast. So Nana, just hold on, Elvis.
Okay, sir.
Quickly.
Please, quick one. Under the media, we have videos. We have the lecture notes, which is the current video sessions, and the revision videos. Revision video, which is the previous sessions. Please,
Yes.
this is my first time, so I want to know which one should I download and play first?
So
because with the current session, there is no video there.
yes,
But when
so
I open the revision videos,
yeah,
that's the previous sessions. We
yeah,
have plenty videos under.
very good. So now
So
we are
I'm
about to start. We are about to start lectures from tomorrow. You will see that there will be videos updated for the current videos. Is that okay? But my advice is that you can start engaging the previous videos. Are you getting the point?
Okay. Okay, sir.
As a way of preparing before joining the class. Because when you watch
Okay,
those
sir.
videos and you join the class, some of the issues you would have appreciated them. So you can contribute to the class. You can ask questions that will be more meaningful to the lecture. Are you getting the point? Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So our advice, you watch the previous videos whilst joining the class along with it. If you are done with the class also, why not? You can revisit the current videos and play them back. Are you okay?
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Great. So we are, Naneka, can you go ahead with your question now? Oh, I think I've lost Naneka. I'm sure she'll be back soon. Yes, so Ms. Abugri, any question from you?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Abugri. How are you?
By His grace, you. Yesterday,
Any question for me?
You asked me to call you privately. I'm here to do that. But
okay,
my question is, if you are registering and let's say you have 500 Can you register in the app and then pay the difference later?
I think for part payment, the app does not allow you to do part payments. Is that okay? For part payments, they are only approved if you are somebody who you have been approved, or we have allowed you to do a part payment, then why not? You may be asked to register in that. But the app does not allow for part payment. Is that okay? Right. The app is
Sir,
only for
my second question is on this fee. I don't know. I'm sure you are one of the people who your voice can be heard by the institute.
Yeah.
If you look at the rate at which they increases the registration fee, in fact, it's
I think
so...
I think I spoke about that yesterday. We spoke about that yesterday, that why not? The institute has increased the fee. It was quite recently that the fee was increased. Is that okay? The fee was increased about 3 months ago, when the institute revised their policy on how the fees should be charged. Because in the past, it was a bit lower, because especially for level 3, you're supposed to write all 4 papers. So in a way, the institute could guarantee that at least they will be getting some money if students are writing all 4. But now that you are going to be allowed to write just 1 paper, you may want, or you may be made, you are now being made to pay for the real value of just writing a paper. I believe it's clear. But in the past, you are going to write 4 papers at the same time. And at least by writing it together, the institute can be guaranteed of some revenue. But now that you are being allowed to just write 1 paper, you know, technically you're an accountant, their revenue expectations will definitely fall. So that is why they are now charging more for a single paper than when you are writing all the 4 together. Are we together? So I think the main concern is that these new fees were introduced just 3 months ago. Are we together? So why then do we have to revise it upwards going into the next year? So I think that should be the focus. The focus is to negotiate that the fee, the recent increase for next year, should not take effect. That is the negotiation we need to go into, so that at least we can still have the current arrangement for some time before it will be moved or revised upwards. Are we together? So that is the focus of the petition. Is that okay? But the institute is under no obligation to accept that. But we have to obviously lobby so that they can accept the position of not reviewing the fee upwards. That which was done recently, at least we could maintain it for next year. Is that okay? So that is it. Ignatius, I hope you are clear.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So that is it. So we hope that the institute accept this position, and obviously it will really help us. Is that okay? Because financially it's not easy for everybody. So if the institute is able to adopt or keep the fee the same, why not? It will really help us. Is that okay? Right. So another person, Lovia. Any question from Lovia?
Yeah, please. I asked whether those of us who bought the books before the new syllabus, we can use the ones that we bought, or we have to buy a new one that will go with the new syllabus.
No, you see, for the books that we have, normally once there's a new syllabus, there are some new introductions. That does not mean the old book may not be relevant. For example, IFRS will still be IFRS. So if you have an old book, why not? Some of the IFRS will remain the same, and the questions can help you. Is that okay? But you will be more advantaged if you use the new books, because the new books will have more updated questions for you to practice. And some of the new introduced issues, you may be able to have questions to use to practice them. Are we together? But I wouldn't ask you to throw away the old book. If there are certain issues in that book that is still relevant in the new syllabus, it can still be useful. Is that okay? But if there are new issues which has been introduced in the new syllabus, you are unlikely to have knowledge of those issues if you don't obtain the new one. Is that okay?
Okay.
Right. Thank you for your question. So I think, fair enough, we had a very nice conversation this evening. Just as a way of a summary of what we have discussed, today officially is our opening night, and it's a normal thing at a spa where we, in the start of every new sitting, we have an open forum before the start of the new sitting. And this is part of our culture. Every sitting we do that. And I'm sure you've enjoyed it. You were able to ask your questions, sought clarifications. And the good news is that tomorrow we start lectures. Are we together? And this is our itinerary per the timetable. For most of you have it. This is our timetable. Tomorrow to Friday, lectures will be 6 p.m., except for Friday, which is a holiday. So the strategy may be to have it early morning so that we can all be free to have the day to ourselves. I believe it's clear. So that is the itinerary. We have the modular program for our resit test. We spoke about that. We have our books, which I'm encouraging everybody to obtain them because the testimonies for these books are so wonderful. And I'll encourage you to have same. We have also introduced the IPSAS Live for all our students writing public sector. We want to help you to improve on your knowledge on the IPSAS. So take advantage of this. Is that okay? Then we have our Sigmund, which is an AI within the app. It will really help you if you engage it because we are training it to be aligned with the new syllabus, and it will really help you if you start putting questions to it. Are we together? So these are the key highlight of our focal discussion for tonight. My name is Sigmund, and it's been a very, very wonderful meeting with everybody. And I'm happy that we are going to start tuition again. And it's our expectation that we do our part so that you can be able to come out successfully. March is short, the time is very short, and we have to make sure that we start early so that we can finish early and everybody can have a good outcome. So on myself and my own behalf and the behalf of the team at ASPA, thank you and have a lovely evening. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.